What's the pleasure of Senator Erwin?
Mr. President, just a quick manifestation, sir.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a manifestation. What happened inside the Senate premises last week is deeply alarming, regardless of which side one stands politically. I know you will agree with me, Mr. President. Many versions of the armed confrontation are now circulating. Statements were made that the Senate was under attack, while the executive denies of any offensive operation. Some claim that the tension was triggered by the recent changes in Senate leadership. There are allegations involving the OSAA, the NBI, and even a speculation that the shooting itself was smokescreen to facilitate an escape or create confusion. And even more disturbing are allegations attempting to implicate the minority just because nakauwi na po kami. With all due respect, Mr. President, on May 12, a day before the incident, the new Senate leadership informed the body the intention to have an all-senators caucus. On May 13, the day of the incident, around 5:02 p.m., it was modified to a majority-only caucus. Naturally, members of the minority who were no longer part of those internal deliberations eventually went home, Mr. President. To suggest that the mere fact that some senators were responsible for what later transpired just because they had already left the premises is speculative, irresponsible, and unsupported by evidence. But beyond the conflicting narratives, let us not forget the ordinary Senate employees and staff who were caught in the middle of the chaos, mga rank and file, maintenance, security, clerk, media at iba pang empleyadong naipit lamang dahil ginagampanan po ang kanilang mga tungkulin. Yet they were the ones exposed to fear, confusion, and danger inside an institution where they should have felt secured. Some were traumatized, some feared for their safety. Mr. President, hindi po sila scapegoats at lalong hindi collateral damage. At the same time, we must recognize the larger damage caused by this incident. Mr. President, millions of Filipinos and even the whole world watched this unfold in disbelief. They saw the confusion inside one of the highest institutions of the government. They saw conflicting authorities, conflicting narratives, and an atmosphere that appeared closer to disorder than democratic governance. Nakakahiya po sa totoo lang, Ginoong Pangulo. And because the public witnessed, the public deserves the truth. Nakaabang na po ang taong bayan. And they have been waiting since Monday. Una, ano ba ang legal na basihan sa pagpasok ng mga otoridad sa bisinidad ng Senado kung meron man po? Pangalawa, nagkaroon ba ito ng formal na koordinasyon sa pamunuan ng Senado bago isinagawa ang operasyon at ano ang naging direktiba ng liderato kaugnay rito? Pangatlo, ano po ang mga partikular na aksyon na nag-udyok at naging mitsa ng putukan? Meron bang provokasyon mula sa alinmang panig? At aling ahensya o sino-sinong individual ang direktang responsable sa pagpapaputok ng mga baril? Alam ko po, Ginoong Pangulo, wala po kayo roon, bagkos kayo po ay nakasalalay lamang sa mga report na ibinibigay po sa inyo. Naintindihan ko po yun. Pangapat, anong mga hakbang ang ginawa upang masigurong ligtas po ang mga senador, mga empleyado at ang media bago at matapos maganap ang insidente? Ang panghuli, ano-anong mga ebidensya po ang nakalap upang magbigay linaw sa tunay na pangyayari? Ginoong Pangulo, when law enforcement operations intersect with the authority privileges and internal security protocols of another branch of government, there must be clarity, not confusion, restraint, not escalation. Alam ko po na may kanya-kanyang investigasyon ay sinasagawa ang Senado at NBI. But there is merit in the public outcry for an impartial, independent, and facts-based investigation. Mahalagang maituguyod po ang isang proseso na patas, transparent, at may kredibilidad sa mata ng publiko. Walang undue influence, walang haka-haka. At the end of the day, Mr. President, no camp wins when public confidence in institution is weakened. The Senate is not a venue for armed confrontation, Mr. President, or competing display of forces or political theater. It is a constitutional institution governed by law, order, and respect for due process. Hindi po drama, aksyon o comedy ang hanap ng taong bayan. They are asking for truth, accountability, and stability. And that is precisely what this institution owes them, Mr. President. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo.
In consultation, just a minute, in consultation with the majority leader, I will not rule that manifestation out of order because actually it is a privileged speech or it is actually a topic for personal or collective privilege. But since it's a matter of grave importance, Senator Tulfo, I share with you the sentiment of its grave importance. Myself, I'm taking prudence and waiting for all the investigations. There are resolutions filed. It will be referred to the proper committee. But of the highest order, in accordance with our rules and constitution, is always the election of our officers organization. So unless anyone has a higher motion now, because actually members of the majority have also asked to speak on that matter. And we will allow everyone to speak on that matter, but we will proceed first with the election of our committees.